Bam, what is up everybody? My name is Jordan Baywood and I'm a music producer and audio engineer. I definitely want to show you first how it sounds so you don't have to waste time if you don't like it. And then I'm going to break it down step by step on how I mix the vocals to fit this beat. So let's listen to it.
Myself and I'll never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found you and I finally found love. But love is not enough for you. Love is not enough for you. Love is not enough for you. I thought I needed you cause you made me feel alive. And it's too late now, so please don't apologize. You did me dirty for what? For we were perfect as fuck, cause I was searching for love.
Alright, so if you like that, let's keep watching. I'm going to break it down right now. Alright, so I always do my stuff in sum if you watch my other videos, and I always like to sum my tracks and mix them together. And then because I don't want to go on separate audio tracks and copy 10 plugins on each track, it wastes a lot of CPU. And it's unnecessary. So for this, I'm going to just turn off all effects, and then I'm gonna turn off all the mastering too. And I'm actually gonna show you without mastering right now.
Myself and I'll never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found you and I finally found love.
Alright, so I'm gonna turn everything off.
Myself and I'll never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found you and I finally found love. But love is not enough for you. Love is not enough.
Alright, so I added this EQ, and I lowered the low mids a lot by like 4.5, and I took out 100. And I did that because he has a lot of low mids, so I wanted to control them by using that EQ. I didn't feel like we need them because it fills up a lot of the space. And I add one of my favorite first compressors to use is this. It just gives it a nice tone. And I lowered the release. I let the release slower because he's singing melodically. So I don't want to take the dynamics out of his vocal necessarily, because I want him to be like, love. I wasn't in tune, but you know what I mean.
Myself and I'll never.
The faster you are and the less melodic you are, you can have faster compressors. The more melodic you are and the slower you sing, or if you just sing in general, you want slower compressors. That way it's more emotion and more dynamics in that. And then, so after that, I boosted the 12K range, and actually I'm going to add another thing. I'm gonna just duplicate this Pug Tech EQ, my favorite EQ ever. And I'm just boosting the highs and the 12K range. It has a really nice tone, as I'll show you right now.
Myself and I'll never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found you and I finally found love.
And then I'm actually going to boost the 16K range.
Myself and I'll never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found.
And then next I added a de-esser to control the S's and stuff, because you can see it's getting a little out of hand.
Myself and I'll never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found you and I finally found love.
Next I added the compressor, which our comp is my favorite compressor, my main comp, and it just really works every time. Without.
Myself and I'll never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. Myself and I'll never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found you and I finally found love.
So you see right there, without the compressor, like
love.
I'm just controlling that. Where he gets a little louder, just so it's throughout the whole song, I know where the gain's at and nothing's going really high, and so I'm still controlling that. I still have a little pretty slow release, and the ratio I'm compressing about -7 to -9, just to fit inside the beat and be consistent inside the beat. And then after I'm adding the pitch correction, I'm adding a lot, as you can hear. Because when you're singing, nobody can be on key, and it actually sounded good with this, so I just added that. And make sure you guys mess around with the slow and fast. Just do it all the way fast. Let's see. I just think it's a little too much, so I just lessen a little bit.
let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found you and I finally found love.
I love that. I love that. And next, I add my effects rack, which I use the decapitator on most, and it just gives it these harmonics that just sound good up in the high end.
Myself and I never.
And it definitely, squashes it up and brings it up. But I know with effects, we're going to give it some space and put it a little more back. So I want the decapitator and the distortion to bring the vocal up a little bit. And I always take out the lows in the distortion because I'm not trying to add harmonics in the low end. Because in the beginning, like I said, with an EQ, we take them out because low ends just make a muddy mix. That's where a lot of instruments, pads, higher bass is at. So we don't want to mess around with that range.
Myself and I never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found you and I finally found love. But love is not enough for you.
So it's really adding a lot of tone to this vocal and really making it sound good. And then next I added the delay. And this gives, as you can hear right there, it just gives it space.
Myself and I never let you go. My feelings.
And I always mess around with like 1/8, 1/16, 1/4. See what sounds better. It so happens that the 1/4 sounded best. I took out a lot of the highs, around 4K, and then took out a lot of lows, because remember, we take out all lows and effects because they add a lot of mud to the mix. And then I lower the dry wet to around 6. I don't really necessarily want people to be able to hear it. I just want it to add like a little cherry on top.
Myself and I never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found you and I finally found love.
And it gives it a lot of groove too. So next I add in my small reverb.
Myself and I never let you go.
And this, what I always like to tell people about a small reverb is it smooths the vocal out. And then I added another EQ, and I just went and sweeped out some bad parts I didn't like in the vocal.
Myself and I never let you go.
So I just brung that down.
Myself and I never let you go. My feelings got me cuffed. I finally found you
and then just to be sure, I don't, I always just add another high pass just to get rid of lows in case they sneak in after adding, distortion and reverbs and stuff. And then I add my longer reverb to give it even more space, because with this track I want it to have even more space like you're in concert hall or something like that. And then I want to move on to this part of the track, the main part.
I thought I needed you 'cause you made me feel alive.
So on this, I actually added an echo boy, which spreads it around our head. Without it, it sounds...
Needed you 'cause you made me. Needed you 'cause you made me feel alive.
It just sounds amazing, as you can tell. I just picked a preset and lowered the mix. I just thought it was so good, so we needed to add more space to it and differentiate it from the verses and stuff.
Needed you 'cause you made me feel alive.
And then I'm gonna slowly turn on the master.
Needed you 'cause you made me feel alive. And it's too late now, so please don't apologize. You did me dirty for what? For we were perfect as fuck. 'Cause I was searching for love, you know it when you...
That's pretty much all there is to that for the vocal mix on Juice WRLD type song. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, I will answer them down below or my DMs on Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Give a thumbs down if you didn't. It still helps the channel. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Feel alive, and it's too late now, so please don't apologize. You did me dirty for what? For we were perfect as fuck. 'Cause I was searching for love.